This class course is brought to you by Ernie's Club and the Edmond Hotel.
Hi, I'm William Binder, and this is class. In this video, we will discuss the big symbols in the school red book, The Catcher in the Rye. The first big symbol is the ducks in the pond that Holden is always asking about. Every time he gets into the cab, he asks the cab driver, Horwitz, where the ducks go for the winter. This is a good example of symbolism because it shows that Holden has interest in how the birds go away and come back after a while. He could be relating this to Allie, because even though Allie is gone, he still wants him to come back. Another thing to notice is how the pond never leaves and always stays the same, and the birds leave and it changes. This could also symbolize when kids change and go into adulthood. They will always be there, but they will change eventually. This is what Holden says. The ducks. Do you know, by any chance? I mean, does anybody come around in a truck or something to take them away? Or do they fly away by themselves? Go south or something. The next example of symbolism is the Museum of Natural History. Holden had many childhood memories there and had been there many times. He really liked it there because it stayed the same and never changed. This is symbolic because Holden is not a big fan of change and would like it if people's lives could stay the same and if kids didn't have to grow up. This quote in the museum shows that Holden doesn't like change. Certain things, they should stay the same the way they are. You ought to be able to stick them in one of those big glass cases and just leave them alone. I know that's impossible, but it's too bad anyway. The biggest example of symbolism in the whole novel is Holden's dream and what he says his dream job would be. Holden's dream job is to be a catcher in the rye. He takes this idea from being the catcher in the rye from the poem Coming Through the Rye by Robert Burns. Holden says, "That's all I'd do all day. I'd be a catcher in the rye and all. I know it's crazy, but it's the only thing I'd really like to be." What the catcher in the rye actually means is Holden wants to be a person that catches the little kids from falling off a cliff. In the dream, there is the rye field with a cliff at the end. Holden's job is to catch a little kid from falling off the cliff. The rye field in childhood and the cliff is adulthood. Holden doesn't like the phoniness of adulthood and wants the kids to stay innocent. He thinks he is the only one to save them. Another big symbol is the red hunting hat that Holden always wears. The hat symbolizes Holden's uniqueness with the rest of the world. He doesn't like to wear it when he's around other people he knows. It shows that he wants to be isolated but have companionship at the same time. It also shows that he doesn't like to meet new people. He doesn't like change. This quote shows that Holden bought the hunting hat because he wanted to isolate himself from the rest of the world. I put on this hat that I bought in New York that morning. It was this red hunting hat with one of those very, very long beaks. I saw it in the window of the sports store when we got out of the subway, just after I noticed I'd lost all the goddamn foils. The last symbol that we'll be discussing in this scene is Phoebe is on the carousel reaching for the gold rings. It is dangerous, but Holden lets her do it without saying a word. He says that the kids will reach for the rings even with the risk of falling off. He says, "You just have to let them." This is a symbol of Phoebe and other kids growing up. Here, he realizes you have to let things happen and Phoebe grow up even with the risk of losing their innocence. Still, he likes to see how Phoebe is on the carousel. It reminds him that Phoebe is still young. He was damn near balling. Thank you for watching this class course and join us next time in another project for Mr. Housley. It also shows that he doesn't like to meet new people.
Moretti!
He doesn't like change.
Yeah?
Stop talking! The last symbol that we will be discussing is the scene where What the heck, John? Hi, I'm William Binder.
Why did you read it again?
Because you messed it up and kids didn't have to grow up. This quote in the... Oh my gosh! Alright, let me read this through once. I don't know any of it. You know I